Communication. This is what we do every day. Now, this word is derived from a Latin word known as communis. This means to make common, to transmit or share information. All right? And so communication is defined as the process of exchanging information from one person to another. Types of communication. We have internal communication. This refers to communication within the same organization. And the other type is external communication, which is communication between another organization or an individual outside your particular organization. Effective communication can be done with a sender and a receiver. In other words, for communication to be effective, there must be a sender, the message, and the receiver. This makes communication effective. It means there must be a beginner of the information and the receiver. Now, modes of communication. We have verbal communication, which is spoken word, speaking to somebody. That is verbal. And then non-verbal communication, which is using of signs, body language, gestures, facial expression, and all of that is referred to as non-verbal communication. And the third is written communication. This is done by writing or using an email. This is referred to as written communication. All right? That will lead us to importance of communication. Communication is important in business. It helps the business to be relied upon during emergency for vital information. Businessmen use this as an important tool, especially in foreign trade. And then means of communication in Nigeria. We have the post, telephone, internet. All right, now let's begin with the post. The post form of communication is where we post our letters in the post office, all right, using your envelopes. And then telephone, you make your call through telephone. And then the internet, where we also communicate with one another. Now, I'm going to speak more on my post after this video. Watch.
Communicating is one step further in the process. It is the sharing of information between two or more people to reach a common understanding. Communication is a two-way process. It needs a sender or a speaker and a receiver or a listener. The speaker's role is to speak clearly, while the listener's role is to pay attention to the speaker. However, quite often, people focus more on what they want to say rather than listen to others. Now, before we understand the importance of communication, let's imagine a day without speaking to anyone. How would you find it? Difficult? Boring? Communication is the basis of all relationships. We communicate with others for many reasons. For example, when you can't find your clothes, you reach out to your mother or father. We also need to talk to others to share our joys and sorrows with them. At work, we talk to our co-workers to share ideas, exchange information, and seek help from them. Without communication, our life would come to a standstill. We communicate not just verbally, but also non-verbally through our body language and facial expressions. Another mode of communication is written, which includes letters, emails, notes, etc. To make sure we talk and write effectively and that our audience gets the message, we must follow the 7 C's of communication. Let's see what these are. Be clear. When writing or speaking to someone, be clear about your message. Think what your purpose is in communicating with another person. If you're not sure, then your audience won't be either. Be concise. Keep your message short and to the point. Make sure your message is concrete and gives your audience a clear picture of what you want to say. Be correct. Correct communication is error-free and uses language that is understood by others. Be coherent. Coherent communication is logical. It means that all points are connected to the main topic and follow the correct order or sequence. Your message should be complete. After reading or listening to your message, others should know what is to be done. Finally, be courteous. Use respectful and polite language at all times. Now, let's look at a conversation to see how an unclear message can confuse others.
Hello, doctor. My right leg has been paining since yesterday.
All right, let me check.
Well, you have got sciatica. I'll write down some analgesics for your inflammation and proceed from there based on your body's response. What? I don't understand. Is it serious? Will I be fine? Am I going to die?
You'll be fine. Just take these medicines.
All right. I don't know what he's saying. I think I should speak to some other doctor. I don't trust this doctor.
Do you think this communication was effective? What made it fail? There are many barriers to communication, and these may occur at any stage in the communication process. They lead to misunderstanding and wasted time. The use of overcomplicated or unfamiliar language is a common barrier to communication. Here, the doctor used difficult medical terms that the patient did not understand. This left him confused, nervous, and unsure. Our emotions also affect our communication. How we interpret what we hear is affected by the thoughts that come to our mind when we are listening. For example, if your boss asks if the task that was assigned to you has been completed, and you interpret it as the boss blaming you for not completing the task, you are likely to respond in anger. However, if you interpret the message as your boss just wanting to know the status, you are likely to feel less angry and defensive. Distraction and lack of interest also affects understanding. We filter information based on what we want to hear. For example, when our manager is assigning work, we only listen to those which we need to do. Remember, developing effective communication skills means improving both your speaking and listening skills. Even if you are not born with these skills, you can develop them by paying attention to what and how you say things and listening attentively to others.
All right, welcome back. NIPOST is an abbreviation of Nigerian Postal Service, is responsible for providing postal services in Nigeria. All right, that'll be all for this lesson. Please watch the video, understand the video, and provide answers to your questions. I'll see you next class. Please stay safe.